Hello there again my friends, this is the boy and his dog, and welcome to Retro Edition, where I continue my mission to play and review every game released on the Evercade, old and new. In today's video we've now finished our deep butchers of all the games on the Intellivision Collection 2, so it's time to rank them, and then I'll follow up at the end with my thoughts on the cart as a whole. Obviously keep in mind these are my personal rankings, so it's not always down to what is technically a better game, more what I had the most fun with, and sometimes I just make bizarre decisions. So, without further ado, let's get started. And in at 12 it's Vectron. I just couldn't get on with this game. I liked the look and thought it had an interesting idea, but I found it too fiddly to control and ultimately too frustrating. At number 11 is Sharp Shot. Nothing really wrong with this except for how basic it is. There's really nothing to it, and so not much more to say. And at number 10 it's Auto Racer. I actually had a bit of fun with this, but once you've learnt all the tracks, there's not much to come back for. And at number 9 it's Motocross. The game's controls are a bit of a hurdle, but once you get the hang of it, there is limited fun to have from this. Though when your bike freezes in position, waiting for your opponents to catch up, it can get really tiresome. At number 8 is Stadium Mud Buggies. There was a decent amount of content and more variety than you would think. It's definitely the best of the races on this cart. It does take a minute to get used to the controls though, but I feel that is the curse of many games on this collection. And at number 7 it's Hover Force. A great little game with an interesting history, but frustrating at times trying to hunt those last few pesky helicopters down. And in at number 6 is Reversi. The bitch is back. One day I will beat the AI to this game on every setting. Oh yes, one day vengeance will be mine. At number 5 is Star Strike, a simple and fun game on the first two difficulties, but it's in the insanity of its hardest mode that makes this so great and keeps me coming back to the game again and again. Just like the bitch AI in Reversi, one day I will beat it. And at number 4 is Super Pro Decathlon. Yeah, this game probably is a little eye, but it's easy to pick up, and as with all the track and field style games, a good laugh and quite competitive in 2-player mode. And in at number 3 is Mountain Madness Super Pro Skiing. There's always one game that's probably much higher than it should be, and that game is probably this. I adore it, it's so addictive and I couldn't tell you why, but when I put it on, I'm on it for hours. Such a great game to chill with. And at number 2, Cloudy Mountain. This could easily have been number 1. I love everything about it, the different coloured mountain dungeons, offering up different items you need for moving forward, and with the map to traverse across, it really feels like you're going on a grand adventure. And at number 1 it has to be Tower of Doom. You know, this was almost second place, as there's a simplistic beauty to how Cloudy Mountain works, but in the end It's the complexity of this title that wins through. The sheer amount of elements they've managed to cram into this game is staggering. All the different quest types, the class types, all the items you can pick up and use, and the randomness of most dungeons means the game will rarely be the same twice. I can't praise this game enough for what it is, considering when it was made, and how it stands up pretty decently today. This cart has been a funny old journey. I feel like I've been with it for a long time. There's definitely been some ups and downs. I never had the Intellivision growing up. We all had Ataris in the UK, followed by Spectrums and Commodore 64s, so I was very excited when we first heard we were getting the Intellivision collections for the Evercade. Going into these carts, I didn't have nostalgia for the system, but I did have the games of the time, so it wasn't like hitting a brick wall, and I was completely expecting games like Auto Racer and Sharp Shoot. But what I wasn't expecting was a game as complex as Tower of Doom. I am really impressed with all they managed to pack into that not so little title. Overall, the cart is really a mixed bag. Controls can be a real barrier for a few titles, but others you can acclimatise to quite quickly. I do think in the end this whole collection, even more so than the previous Intellivision cart, is Marmite. I think you're either going to dig this collection or you really aren't. Will I return to this cart often? For the top 6 games in my list, you betcha. I'm going to beat the bitch one day. Starstrike's hardest difficulty is always egging me to have another go. My addiction to skiing has been spoken about enough. Decathlon will always be worth digging out with some mates, and the continued delights of Cloudy Mountain and Tower of Doom will always call me back. I think in the end, most carts are worth picking up, as for no other reason they are another step, another peek into the great history of video games, and I think every era and system is always worth at least a bit of a butcher's. And that's my final thoughts on the 26th Evercade Cart Intellivision Collection 2. But what about you? Did you buy the cart? What are your thoughts on it, and where did you rank the games? And if you've made it here to the end of the video, thank you ever so much for joining me. Please leave a thumbs up or a comment if you would like. Either way, I'm just chuffed you poked your head in the door to take a gander. As always, I hope you have an awesome day, my friends. And until next time, be seeing you.